The Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection came out recently, and I've been playing it religiously ever since. 13 games, many of which prove that not all licensed games are as horrible as getting your genitals caught in a mousetrap. So to celebrate the occasion, I threw together a list of my favourite Turtles games. Just remember, if you want the full effects, go order yourself a pizza. It's Snooty Nerd's Top 10 Ninja Turtles games. What's something that Konami is very well known for? Well, aside from alienating Hideo Kojima. The answer is Metroidvania. The hardest and most ambitious of the Turtle games of the original Game Boy, Radical rescues his Michelangelo on a mission to rescue the other Turtles, each with special skills to traverse Shredder's labyrinth, and then go rescue April and Splinter yet again. Yes, it is true that back in the 80s you could set your watch to the Turtles rescuing April. But you know what the 2003 Turtles set their watches to? Cody Jones rescuing them every other episode in Season 6. Yeah, their precious Turtles Forever doesn't tell you that part. There's no denying the popularity of Super Smash Bros. Unfortunately, the game has attracted whinging weirdos, begging, whining, crying for Sakurai to put Goku in the game. Just do what Ubisoft did. Make your own Smash game. Turtles Smash Up is exactly what it says on the cover. Super Smash Bros. With Ninja Turtles characters. It has a story written by Turtles co-creator Peter Laird. But do we actually play games like this for the plot? Of course we don't, we play them for mindless button-mashing violence. Well, we certainly don't play them for so-called witty dialogue.
Even the prettiest rose has thorns.
Seriously? That's the most original win quote the writing team could come up with? The original Turtles arcade game set the standard for all Turtles games that followed. 4-player cooperative play, assuming you actually have friends to play with you, which of course I didn't. Relentless hack-and-slash fun for the ultimate prize. April O'Neil playing Maid Marian and giving a kiss to whoever has the highest score. Does April kiss the highest scorer in the games based on the 4 Kids Ninja Turtles? Didn't think so. Then again, the 4 Kids April is so plain looking. Turtles Forever took a cheap shot of the 80s April because they were so upset that she had more lewd fan art than the 4 Kids rendition of the character. And no, I'm not going to make bashing Turtles Forever a running gag throughout this video. I'm just making the same punchline over and over again. Like I said, that is different to a running gag. Being raised as ninja warriors, it's expected of the Turtles to engage in a bit of hand-to-hand combat every now and then. Tournament Fighters was their first attempt at breaking into the fighting game genre. Several versions of Tournament Fighters came out, but they weren't all created equal, much like the various cartoon series. There's the original one, the newest one, the CGI one, and the crap one that is completely devoid of any redeeming qualities. What do you mean, how can I say that about the 4 Kids Ninja Turtles when I haven't watched it all the way through? Because their scriptwriters wrote an entire feature film dedicated to giving the middle finger to the 80s Turtles, which, judging by the characterizations, they never watched one single episode of. If they get to talk ignorant, narrow-minded bullshit about the 80s cartoon, then I get to talk narrow-minded shit about their cartoon. They can't have it both ways! Anyway, of the 3 versions of Turtles Tournament Fighters, the Super Nintendo version is the one that comes out on top. It looked better, sounded better, and controlled better than the other versions. There's also a story mode and tournament mode, the latter of which gives you super moves that charge up with every attack that connects as a way of punishing the cowardly sissy boys who keep blocking all the time. Ah, so cathartic. Let's kick down! If I had heard of the phrase the Manhattan Project when I was a wee little lad, I'd have assumed that we were getting a takeaway from Manhattan Pizza, which was a few doors down from our local Blockbuster Video. Those were the good old days. The NES port of the Turtles arcade game was fun and all, but the Manhattan Project took that format and made it even better. There's new special moves to play around with, such as flipping the foot. Also, there's the little things, like being able to switch between the Turtles when you lose a life. Altogether, I think this is the best Ninja Turtles game on the NES. But I have to wonder, what possessed them to name it the Manhattan Project? Were they not aware that the Manhattan Project was the codename given to the atomic bomb? Oh, that was in the worst possible taste. I don't usually talk about fan-created games on my channel because it's so hard to find the good ones, but Rescue Palooza is one of those good ones. It takes the format of the NES beat-em-ups to create something that's ultimately better than the sum of its parts. So, how does it stand apart from the crowd? What does Rescue Palooza bring to the table? About 60 playable characters, that's what! In addition to the 4 turtles, you have April, Splinter, the Channel 6 staff, Usagi Yojimbo, and most of the bosses are unlockable characters, and that's barely scratching the surface of this game's entire roster. It's like Smash Ultimate. Everyone is here. Rescue Palooza is a true passion project. Unlike Turtles Forever, which was nothing more than the scriptwriter's vanity project. 2007 saw the release of a brand new Ninja Turtles film. Unfortunately, it wasn't very well received by either fans or critics, but it was still better than Turtles Forever. Of course, that's not really saying much. Turtles 3 was better than Turtles Forever. But, as is the case with most films aimed at younger audiences, there had to be video game tie-ins. My favourite of which was the Game Boy Advance version. It was the first traditional Turtles beat-em-up we'd seen in a very long time. It's only a one-player game, but you can have the other Turtles pop in for assist attacks. Gritty and stylish visuals, upgrades to buy, minigames to earn more money to buy those upgrades, and bosses that require critical thinking rather than just rapidly tapping the attack button and trusting it all up to luck. A licensed game that's actually better than the film it's based on. That's even more bizarre than the Turtles getting health power-ups in foods that aren't pizza. Blasphemy! Nintendo and Sega were the big video game rivals of the 1990s. Konami, who was caught in the middle, produced different variations of games for each system. So while the Super Nintendo got an extended port of Turtles in Time, Konami had to get creative to bring the experience to the Mega Drive, or Genesis, in the form of the Hyperstone Heist. It forms a power trio of Mega Drive beat-em-ups along with Golden Axe and Streets of Rage 2. Yes, it's very short and easy compared to its counterpart on the SNES, but it's still the definitive Turtles game on Sega hardware. Though it wasn't exactly up against stiff competition. But most of the good stuff from the arcade was still intact. The graphics, the music, the hack-and-slash beat-em-up gameplay. Though it doesn't have all the characters like Turtles in Time does. Can you believe they have Rocksteady without Bebop? That's like Laurel without Hardy, Eddie without Richie, or a Tim Burton film without Johnny Depp. For decades, people have cited Turtles in Time as the greatest beat-em-up of them all. I disagree, but I do think it's the best beat-em-up on the SNES. It has near-perfect controls, bright colourful visuals, energizing music, and almost all the characters you could want to see. Most arcade games dropped in quality when they were ported to home systems. While the SNES version lost a few frames of animation, they more than made up for it by adding extra levels and bosses, incorporating Mode 7 scaling, arguably making it even better than the arcade version. In fact, Turtles in Time is so good, they tried to get people to buy the third live-action film by cheekily naming it after the game in later releases. But the game proves Turtles in Time travel can work. Unlike when 4 kids did it. Now before we get to number 1, let's have a quick recap. Number 10, Radical Rescue. Number 9, Turtles Smash Up. Number 8, the arcade game. Number 7, Tournament Fighters on Super Nintendo. Number 6, the Manhattan Project. Number 5, Rescue Palooza. Number 4, TMNT on GBA. Try saying that 3 times fast. Number 3, Hyperstone Heist. And number 2, Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. As I've said earlier, but I'll repeat it for those of you who weren't paying attention the first time, Turtles in Time was long considered the magnum opus of Turtles games, but now it has been surpassed. Shredder's Revenge is a love letter to the classic Turtles games, bringing back everything that made those games great and multiplying it several times. April and Splinter as playable characters instead of just getting kidnapped again, there's more villains from the cartoon, perfect controls, and the ultimate fan service of bringing back the Turtles' original voice actors. I've actually done a smarmy review of the game, so go check the link in the description to watch it. Just play this game for a few minutes, and you'll feel all the love that went into making it. Unlike Turtles Forever, where all you feel is the writer's hate, pettiness, and egotism. Yes, I am aware of the irony! Now we have a quick honourable mention. The first Ninja Turtles game on Game Boy Advance, based on the 2003 cartoon. It's a side-scroller with beat-em-up elements made by Konami. There's also minigames like Raphael's take on the NES game Cyberpunk, so it's one you might want to check out. There, you see? Unlike the people who wrote Turtles Forever, I actually acknowledged something good about their cartoon.
It's over for kids! I have the moral high ground! You underestimate my pettiness! Ah! Ah!
Looks like another victory for the forces of good.